All right, let's bring in our economists now to discuss this a little bit closer as well. Seth Denson, business and market analysis, and also Johnny Tabacco, host of Wise Guys. Guys, great to have you with us today.
Good to be here.
Always great to be here.
I don't know how he's going to sell it except lie. I mean, if you say things are good, but people know their credit cards are being inflated, there's not enough money, they're not being able to buy food, they're cutting back. When you hear it from the president tonight that things are better, do you think it will anger people even more, John?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pools going around, Bianca, about, how long Biden can speak, how many flubs he'll make off of the teleprompter. But I think, there's a big one, the under-over. He's going to start off the speech like most presidents say, the State of the Union is strong. And I think 250 million people in this country will be cracking up laughing. And what you say, I don't know if it'll make them madder. But I know for independents and moderate Democrats, it's going to make them think just a little bit more. Maybe it's time for me to vote for Trumponomics and get rid of this fallacy of Bidenomics.
Maybe. I mean, a lot of this is, skewing the numbers, right? Like you can make a statistic seem great. And then as Bob just very clearly laid out what the reality is. I just want to play a little clip, Seth, and get your reaction to Jerome Powell, who thinks inflation and interests are just right, not indicating any more rate cuts. Let's play this.
We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle. If the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year.
Okay, but what we've gone through since Joe Biden has taken office has been a disaster, Seth.
Yeah, and Jerome Powell is very careful, as he always is with the words that he used. He didn't say that we needed to get to 2% inflation, which is something that was originally talked about. He said we needed to be headed towards 2% inflation. And that's a key word, because what that does is set it up. Now, interesting, if you watched the markets yesterday, Bianca, what happened was they were up high in anticipation, and they did come down. They still closed on a positive, but ultimately the markets are going, wait a minute, we may not get that rate cut. I tend to think that we won't get it this go around, this next meeting, probably in the next one, in large part because of political reasons, because there certainly aren't any economic reasons, in my opinion, for us to be doing any rate cuts.
Well, let's put up some poll numbers. There's the Bureau of Labor Statistics poll showing how badly Americans have been impacted here, inflation, since Joe Biden became president. There is the Gallup poll, people who disapprove of Biden's economy. That stands at a whopping overall there in economy, 61%. But look at all the other issues, also very high disapproval. And Biden versus Trump here, administrations versus expectations here, and it's worse. Then, as you mentioned, John, there's the potential for gaffes and flubs. At the end of the day, kitchen table issues will be a major factor, and he doesn't have enough time to fix what he's caused.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, you referenced the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. They call that the BLS. I usually say leave out the L because their stats are just that, BS. But you know what, Bianca? When Bob laid it out beautifully on how, utilities and fuel and food aren't included in core inflation. But my kitchen table is hit like this. My beautiful, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese I want to have every morning. And I'm starting to look at the details of this, okay? Under Trump, his last year, bacon, $5.60 a pound. Today under Biden, $7.30, up 30%.
Wow.
Those eggs,
I love
that
how
beautiful
every
dozen of little
conversation with
eggs.
JT goes to food, my friend.
$1.90 under Trump, $2.90 under Biden, up 50%. And my wonderful yellow golden American cheese, $3.90 a pound, now $5. So my bacon, egg, and cheese is up 40%. Hey. Just another reason we need Donald Trump back in the White House.
I agree. I'll give you one little glimmer of good news there, though. You know what? Your waist size, by not having all that bacon because you can't afford it, maybe it's a little shrink in there. So how about that? Looking fit and trim. Yeah, there you go. I know it's tough out there, and food obviously is an issue, especially if you have a lot of kids and mouths to feed, which I know, Seth, you do as well. So we'll watch and see how Biden spins it tonight. I'm sure it'll be masterfully gaslighting. Appreciate the facts, though, gentlemen. As always, a pleasure. Seth Denson, John Tabacco.
Good to be here.